Hey, I'm Thomas, and this is why I don't keep my desktop at my desk. So I have a room that gets really hot, and while it's pretty good in the winter, it makes it really hard to live my life as a social outcast in the summer. So I realized that a major heat source was my desktop. While it is true I am a part-time gamer, I spend most of my time on the computer just watching videos, reading, working on projects. So I decided to just use my laptop instead. But what happens when I get a hankering to play
video games?
Well, that's where I use what has been gifted to me from the great Valve above, Steam Link. So Steam Link is a piece of software that came alongside with hardware back in 2015. The hardware got discontinued, but the software is still released pretty often. Steam Link just basically allows you to connect two computers over a network. So you can make one computer do the processing and have the other one do all the peripherals and monitor and stuff. Now, I run Linux day to day.
Nerd!
But luckily enough, Valve has released Steam Link onto Linux. So I just moved my desktop to a common area. So right now it's behind a couch near ventilation. And it has three things plugged in. So it has an Ethernet cord, a power cord, and a display emulator. So I'm guessing you know what the first two things were, but the last thing, a display emulator, is basically just an HDMI dongle that lies to the computer and tells it that it's actually connected to a real display. This wouldn't work without the display emulator, and if you want to do this, you can actually find them pretty cheap on Amazon. But as long as you have that plugged in, everything works pretty seamlessly. So now, as long as I have LAN connection, I can play games on my laptop. Alright, now for some caveats. You will need good internet connection. I have a Cat 5e running through the house, so theoretically I should have a gigabit LAN connection throughout the house. Secondly, I wouldn't do this if you want to play competitively. I'm not that skilled at games. Every once in a while I get a hankering to play ranked Rocket League, but even then my skill level is so low that the performance difference doesn't really make that much of a difference. And thirdly, there will be some artifacting. So usually it's just from time to time and it's not really that noticeable. Finally, I just want to let people know before you change your setup to be like mine. I built this setup through multiple variations and it's not really suitable for most people. If you're okay with building on stuff or fixing stuff, I would recommend this.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Otherwise, it does take a lot of time and there are problems that pop up from time to time. So if you don't like dealing with that, I wouldn't recommend this. And if anyone else has a slightly weird setup, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.